Hello, everyone. Thanks once again for joining, and thank you for your patience as we're getting started here. My name is Healy Jones. I am the head of marketing here at OfficeDrop. Josh Zerkel, certified professional organizer, will be hopefully running this presentation. He's not only a certified professional organizer, he's also an expert in different productivity technologies and is a certified productivity strategist as well. I'm going to begin the presentation here. We'll be going over different ways that you can go paperless to increase productivity. Obviously, going paperless is a nice goal for a variety of reasons, but the real end goal is to become more productive. There are several key areas where paper actually impacts our productivity. Obviously, I think we're aware of some of them, such as the space issue that paper takes up. But one of the other things that we really need to think very carefully about is how paper impacts our time usage as well. And so hopefully we'll be able to talk some about that and help you understand how going paperless can help you become substantially more efficient and more organized. So we all know where you collect paper. Out when you're making purchases, receipts, documents from all sorts of meetings, and that includes presentations, for example, if this one was printed, or other pamphlets that you get, or contracts are also something that I find are quite important in my line of work. We also get business cards and other events, or find other pieces of paper when we're networking. You know, the question is, though, what is the value of all of this paper? Well, if you can't access it when you need it, it's really not worth much, and in fact, it can become an impediment where some of the paper that you have will get in the way of your productivity and actually can make it difficult to find information you're looking for. So one of the first things you have to think about, obviously, when you return to your office with all the paper is, you know, what the heck do I have? You know, how do I deal with all of this paper? Josh talks a lot about the pruning process and sort of the sorting process. You know, the collecting, tracking receipts, it takes quite a while, particularly if you're a small business owner, because as you know, you have to keep all of these papers for IRS purposes. Then the filing of the documents can take a substantial period of time, and processing business cards is obviously also difficult for highly networked professionals. And Josh has done some various studies that show that you can spend up to a couple of hours processing paperwork after a busy trip. Now, we all know a number of the challenges of paper, but it really actually impacts us negatively in a variety of ways. One, because it causes a lot of clutter. It takes up space. Actually, the paper itself can really take over your office if you're not careful. It takes a huge amount of time to process it, as we've just gone over. Now, when you lose paper, of course, particularly if it's something important, such as receipts or contracts, it can take a substantial amount of time to recreate this. Finally, one of the major things that we at OfficeDrop are trying to help solve is that paper is not particularly mobile. You can make a copy of it if you want to share it, but otherwise it's pretty much in a single location. And for a lot of small business owners who are mobile, out meeting with clients or conducting their business either within their town or actually all over the nation or world, bringing along your filing cabinet is a pretty serious pain. There are substantial benefits to going paperless, and at OfficeDrop we've actually we have, because we try to be as paperless as possible, as you might imagine, we've come across a number of these advantages. Now, the biggest one, of course, is the fact that you just have physically less paper, which helps you for a variety of reasons. One, it helps you have less clutter, which means your office is not only neater and more aesthetically pleasing, but you're just more efficient when you don't have to push things aside or rifle through large piles of paper to find the actual important thing that you're looking for. Now, a number of our clients have told us that one of the most important advantages for them is actually that they've been able to eliminate filing cabinets as they go paperless. We have a number of clients that are located in very high rent districts like Manhattan or Greenwich or parts of California, or a lot of actual areas. Real estate is very expensive, and do you really want to spend however much you're spending per square foot to house paper that you very rarely use? Now, from a mobile perspective, being paperless means that you don't have to be in your office to get a lot done. You don't have to be in your office to access any of your information. You don't have to be in your office to help your clients understand points about the contracts that you're working on. You don't have to be in the office to do your expenses. This obviously helps you also increase efficiency because you can work from anywhere, and then more importantly, certain paperless technologies give you the advantage of letting you be able to do things like search or label or more efficiently organize your paper once it's digitized. And then finally, there are definitely green aspects to being paperless. In particular, if you can reduce the amount of printing you have to do, you can save money and hopefully help the environment. Unfortunately, even here at OfficeDrop, we have the face the unfortunate reality that paper is unfortunately still going to exist in our world. We continue to get paper, and not just our clients' paper that we're scanning every day, but we have paper such as invoices that we get from different vendors. So obviously, things like the electricity bill, or when we buy a new scanner, we get paper. Surprise. Our clients also like to interact with us using paper periodically, and we do still print things. We are signing contracts sometimes, or other pieces of paper like brochures and things like that we get. We still need to have this. And then finally, of course, the government seems to enjoy sending us paperwork. I'm sure everyone has just hopefully recovered from their tax season, but there is paper that comes in, and sometimes physically you will still want to store paper. But the real goal is to make it substantially easier for you to decide which pieces of paper you need to maintain, and then figure out how to get them digitized very, very quickly, so that your paper no longer controls your workflow, but instead your information, you control your information and then have a more efficient workflow. Now, Josh is a very large proponent of a number of different types of scanners. He has both, and he's an expert at using both portable scanners and also some of the multifunction, they're called multifunction printers, which are similar to the HP model you see here on the right. At OfficeDrop, we have over 30 different types of scanners right now in our office that we're testing, obviously, with our systems, including our ScanDrop scanner software. Few words on actually picking the best type of scanner for your needs. Scanners come both in the portable variety, which you can see here on the left. This is a little Neat scanner, and then from Neatco. And also you see the ScanSnap below. That's an S300, which is a slightly older model of the popular Fujitsu ScanSnap line. I actually also recommend something called a Canon P150 image formula, which is another portable scanner. And portable scanners are nice because you can take them with you, and in particular, if you are visiting with a client and you know that there will be paper that is generated, either things like receipts or contracts that you'll be signing or invoices that you'll be either giving or getting. It's nice to be able to have the scanner with you so you can go paperless right away. Now, when you're looking for a portable scanner, though, one of the decisions you need to make is, will you have a more robust scanner back in your office, or will this be your only scanner? And if it's going to be your only scanner, I recommend looking for a scanner that is sheet-fed, which means that you can place more than one pieces of paper into the scanner, push the scan button, and then let it do its work. Some of the portable scanners that you see, like the Neatco one on the left, is purely optimized for portability, and that means it can scan one piece of paper at a time. So if your portable scanner is also going to be your only scanner, it does make sense to look for one like the ScanSnap that's down at the bottom that will be that can be sheet fed, which means you can sort of scan multiple pages without having to perfectly babysit it. There are a couple other types of scanners that are pretty popular that we recommend. I'm not going to get into the very expensive $20,000 and $30,000 scanners we have here in our scanner center, because that's probably not appropriate for most small businesses. But when you think about this multifunction printer scanner device on the right, these devices are actually great for small business owners and many home offices because they provide several functions. One, they can scan, and most of them come with a sheet feeder. Two, they can fax. 3, they can make photocopies, and actually some of them can be sheet-fed photocopies. And then 4, they can be used as a printer as well. And we find that these devices are extremely popular. Their price points come in anywhere from $150 on the low end to, if you really wanted to, you could spend a little over $1,000. Now, when you're looking at these devices, actually one of the major cost components that isn't necessarily apparent is actually the price of ink. If you'll be using this as a printer or a copier, you need to be very aware of what the replacement cartridges cost. So I recommend either looking online, or if you're in a place such as Staples, taking note of the scanner that you're looking at, and then going over to the printer cartridge part, or the ink cartridge aisle, and seeing how much those cartridges cost. They can be quite expensive. You probably want to look for one where you can get a color scan for less than $1, and some of them you can get down to 75 cents if you're lucky. And the black and white scanning hopefully won't cost you much more than 30 cents a page. But that is sort of the hidden cost of having a multifunction printing device. There are a variety of other ways that you can use both online and offline services to enhance your own productivity when you're going paperless. And one of the things that some people do quite efficiently is integrate their email into their paperless workflow. Email, particularly the OfficeDrop system, is in, and we also find that some people are using Google Docs to do this as well, is a great way to get your documents, which are already coming to you in a paperless format, into the same filing structure as where your paper documents are getting scanned, and also a lot of your digital files are being stored. Obviously there's scanning, but there are also a number of different apps that you can use now to capture paper using your cell phone. And OfficeDrop, which we'll talk about very briefly, has just launched an Android application which enables you to scan directly from your phone and then upload into our system. There are other popular scanner type softwares that you can purchase on the iPhone. And then there are other solutions such as Evernote, which is a excellent note-taking service that allows you to snap pictures and upload. But again, the goal really is that you should try to find something that fits into your workflow, something that works efficiently for you to get paper online. And so please just make sure as you're thinking about going paperless that something will fit into your workflow. If you are trying to reinvent your own workflow while you're going paperless, unfortunately you are going to be much less likely to succeed. Many of the new technologies that have come out, and we hope that OfficeDrop fits this bucket, are designed to work within your existing workflow and make it very easy for you to go paperless. It's just also got to be simple and something that you can master. We're assuming that most of you are not computer programmers, so you probably don't want to spend a lot of time messing around with settings on your scanners or sort of cobbling together your different systems so that you can go paperless. And then the other thing that's quite important is, in an ideal world, you'll look for a solution that can accept both paper and digital documents. And that's one of the things we thought about here with OfficeDrop. And that's because when you're truly paperless, you want all of your both digital and physical paper workflows to be merged so that you only have to go to one place to find any type of information. And then the final checklist the final thing on the checklist that Josh really talks about for going paperless is optical character recognition, OCR. That is the technology that takes the typed text on your paper and makes it searchable so that you can search for the letters, words, and numbers and phrases in your documents. And obviously OfficeDrop has that, and we'll be getting into that in just a few moments. But if you're not able to search using your paperless technology, then unfortunately you're missing out on one of the massive benefits of being paperless. Now, when you're getting organized or when you're going paperless, the other things that you really want to make sure that you can find are powerful organizational tools. So solutions like Evernote or OfficeDrop or Google Docs allow you to create different folders and hierarchy of notebooks and in Google they're called collections. But essentially, these are very similar to the folders that you would navigate to on your computer. And it basically means that you can put your document in the electronic form in sort of a similar place, or a place that you'll be able to remember and find again. Additionally, when you're dealing with digital documents, you have the advantage of labels. Labels or tags are different than folders in that a document can have multiple labels at the same time. So you could say that something was a 2010 document, and also that it was a tax document, and also that it was a receipt. And in that way, you'll be able to search for it under all of those different, using all those different labels, and very quickly narrow down to the thing that you're looking for. You also want to be able to make sure that you have collaboration tools, because if a document is stuck within a paperless environment and can't be shared, then actually it's not particularly useful, because you'll need to print it and then physically hand it to someone. So you're not really gaining a lot of collaboration benefits. Most now of the well-known paperless technologies like OfficeDrop have really great sharing features. So I recommend that when you're looking for a paperless technology, really check carefully to make sure that it has collaboration and sharing tools. Now, of course, the other advantage for a mobile worker is the ability to access your paper and digital documents from anywhere at any time. OfficeDrop allows you to do that using a web browser, and now with our Android or iPad app, you have many mobile solutions. If you're going to use something like Google Docs, which is another great online filing cabinet, there are a number of different apps that you can purchase that are provided by third parties that will link into that. And then, of course, there's always Evernote, which has great BlackBerry, iPhone, iPad, and Android apps. Finally, check to make sure that your paperless provider is actually automatically backing up your documents. So when you have taken your paper into the cloud using a technology like OfficeDrop, you want to make sure that there won't be some sort of a physical disaster somewhere that destroys all of your paper. So what OfficeDrop does that we're pretty excited and pretty proud of is we back up all of our data on two separate data centers that are owned and operated by Amazon. And additionally, we take a lot of care to make sure that we have the security, hopefully, that you're looking for. So we use encryption. All of our employees are background checked to make sure that they're the type of people you'd like to have around your documents. And we very carefully check to make sure when you're calling us with customer service that you are who you say you are, so that if you need help with your account, it's actually you and not someone else. So let's kind of dive in quickly here to learn a little bit more about the best ways to use OfficeDrop. OfficeDrop it currently has 3 easy and great ways to get your paper and digital files into our system. The first is what we're really well known for, and when we were founded a few years ago, this is sort of the core value proposition that we initially provided. OfficeDrop's mail-in scanning service makes it incredibly easy to get the paper that's physically on your desk or in your filing cabinet digitized and then available in the cloud. People have been using our mail-in prepaid, we call them scanvelopes, for quite some time. You drop your paper in it, put it in the mail, it shows up in our office, and then 3 to 5 days after you receive it, your paper is available as text searchable PDFs within your OfficeDrop account. We also have a bulk scanning plan for people who need to get rid of all of the paper in their filing cabinets, and this is available for subscribers to our the OfficeDrop online digital filing system. This is a great labor saver. We find that professionals in certain verticals like accounting, litigation, some of our hedge fund clients really love this, because they don't really want to have to spend a lot of time doing the scanning on their own. And additionally, they have a lot of older files that they'd like to eliminate so that they can reclaim their office space and get all of their documents into the same workflow. Now, OfficeDrop's newest application, actually second newest at this point, is the ScanDrop scanner software. This software connects with a large number of scanners on the marketplace. We have both a Mac and a Windows application. It works with scanners from this Fujitsu ScanSnap, Neatco, It works with several HP scanners, a large number of Canon scanners. And this is just a very, very easy and unique way to scan your paper files and convert them in the OfficeDrop system into text searchable PDFs. Now, the major advantage to ScanDrop scanner software versus just using the software that came with your scanner is the efficiency and speed. So the way that ScanDrop works is that after you've scanned, you have the ability to preview in a very slick interface, and this is actually an interface that we developed here after scanning millions of pieces of paper on our own. Very slick interface which you can drag and drop, rotate, reorder, delete pages, but then importantly you can actually add the cloud metadata at the time of scanning. So you can pick the folder that you want to upload into, and you can add labels. Now ScanDrop is also pretty nifty because it not only works with OfficeDrop, but it also works with Google Docs and Evernote. And if you're using it with Evernote, you can add a note at the time of scanning as well. Finally, OfficeDrop allows you to email and upload documents into the system. This way has become incredibly popular. In particular, some of our clients who are heavy users of fax machines have now made it so that their e-faxes forward via email directly into the OfficeDrop system. Not only does the email get added into OfficeDrop, but also so does the attachment. So if a client is, say, emails you an invoice that's attached as a PDF or a Word document, it would get automatically put into OfficeDrop, and then it would also, the invoice would be in OfficeDrop and would be text searchable. One of the very neat power user tricks that we have with the email system in OfficeDrop is you can select the folder that you want the email to go into, or add a label at the time of emailing it. And if you go into your account settings and then the email box, you'll actually see the exact code that you would use to do this. It's pretty nifty, and it's really a great time saver. And of course, you can also upload files that are already digitized. OfficeDrop currently accepts over 25 different file types, from images like JPEGs or PNGs to Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel files, as well as text files. OfficeDrop makes everything that goes into the system text searchable. We are currently working on making it so that non-document file types will be accepted as well. We haven't done this yet, but we have heard from people that they want to store things like movies or digital files that are particular to certain programs that they're running. So that we have definitely heard that from our users, that they want to use OfficeDrop for all of their files, and hopefully within a couple of months we will have that functionality in there as well. So again, the real feature here with OfficeDrop is that we're trying to fit into your workflow and particularly make it as easy as possible to capture and get everything online. But then of course, once everything is within OfficeDrop, we want to try to make the organization and the finding as quick and as easy as possible, and that's where the search bar in OfficeDrop comes in. The fun thing about OfficeDrop search is that it's got a huge amount of functionality. You can search for numbers or phrases. You can search also camel case, which is something that means that if a word has a funny capitalization in it, then you can actually specifically have it look in a case-sensitive fashion. Wanted to talk very quickly again about how ScanDrop works here. This is the Mac version of ScanDrop, which is available in the Mac App Store. Just some of the tools that people are really starting to embrace in particular are the naming of the documents at the time of upload. And then if you are scanning using a Twain-enabled scanner, you can also crop, which makes it very nice if you've got, say, a very large thing that you've just scanned and you only want to capture a small part of it. Now, once you have everything in the cloud, OfficeDrop provides several different ways for you to access your information. The traditional way that people have accessed OfficeDrop is to log in at OfficeDrop.com. OfficeDrop provides some really neat features, such as the snippet view, which makes it very easy to see exactly what the document is prior to clicking into it. And snippet view was actually developed by Prasad Themanini, the founder of OfficeDrop, after he did a large amount of research on how people physically handle paper documents and how people recall what documents or remember what a specific piece of paper is. What people do when they're looking for paper is they actually look, like if you can imagine that you have a pile of documents on your desk or in a filing cabinet, you look across the top of the documents to find the, and the way that our memories work is that we actually kind of remember the placement and the colors on the documents. So just seeing the top of the document, he found, was adequate for about 80% of the time the people to actually find the document that they're looking for. So that's really how the snippet view was organized. Now we've recreated the online view on the desktop with the Windows desktop app. And you can easily download this from within the OfficeDrop system. The OfficeDrop desktop app makes it very easy for you to do almost all the functionality that you can on the web, but right from your desktop. One of the now we don't yet have a Macintosh desktop app, but we know that people have asked for that, and we will. We're definitely working on that. But one of the things that we have heard from people that they like about the desktop app is that it now not only has the snippet view, but we have views that are more traditional to the Windows Explorer interface. So you can actually see thumbnails of your documents, which is just the first page. You can look and see the details, which will show you when they were created, and then you can also look at the traditional snippet views as well. From within the desktop app, you can click on documents and drag and drop them into different folders. And just by simply clicking, you can narrow down into finding specific documents that you're looking for. And then, of course, there is the powerful search functionality again. And we really recommend that you start using the search functionality as aggressively as you can. It just makes finding everything so much faster and easier. Now remember that when you're searching both on the desktop or in the through the web, you can start by searching and then narrow down into folders or add labels to your search as well. And this makes finding the specific thing that you're looking for so much easier. Now, when you click into an OfficeDrop document, you're presented with a number of powerful options, and one of the things that you can very easily do is you can move the folder that the document is stored in. Now, if you're just uploading documents into OfficeDrop, the default location that the documents are put is what we call the items not in folder folder. It's almost a little bit of a joke here. We call it the items not in folder because it's, sounds silly to say folder twice, but you can very easily, after you've clicked on a document or from the snippet view, decide where you want that item to go and put it into a folder for easier filing. Adding labels is also just as easy. Just you click the Apply Label button, and boom, they're added. Sharing is also extremely easy. You can do a lot with your document through the OfficeDrop system. When you click on Share, there are two types of share. There's private or public. Private means that the person you're sharing with will get an email, and they will have to use that email to log in to see the document. You can also share the document for 2 weeks or anywhere actually from 1 day to unlimited amount of time. And so there's a one-day option, there's a 1 week option, there's a 2 week option, and then there's 1 month option, and then forever option. The way that it looks from the user's perspective or the guest's perspective is they'll get an email with the subject line and the message that you've attached, plus a link that they'll click on. They'll then enter their email address to double confirm that they are who they say they are, and they'll be able to see the documents. Now, if you can also share an entire folder, which means that the person receiving the share email, the guest, will be able to text search within that folder and see all the documents that are in there, and they'll be able to download them. Now you get there's auditing functionality as well, so you can see what documents you shared, and you can actually go and see who is looking at the documents that you shared. Finally, OfficeDrop integrates with some really popular tools like Google Docs, Evernote, and FreshBooks. making it very easy for you to get your data out or connected or extended to other services. Again, we're not trying to hold your data hostage here. We want to make it easier for you to get it in or out. So connecting to these other services is one of the many ways that we do that. So in order to let's kind of recap here really quickly and talk about actually what it takes to get started on going paperless. And of course, we want to remember here that getting started is half the battle. First of all, understand what your goals are when you're going paperless. Is it just to reduce clutter? Is it for greater organization? Is it for increased efficiency? Is it all of the above? But just make sure you have goals. Secondly, when you figure out what these goals are, make sure you've got some realistic expectations. Going paperless does take time. It does make sense to start with a manageable pain point, like one thing, like say, okay, let's start by managing our receipts paperlessly, or let's start by managing our invoices paperlessly, instead of trying to do everything all at once. Now, one of the advantages of OfficeDrop is that you can just start using it by yourself without having your coworkers or vendors or anyone else involved. But if you work with a team, it really makes sense to work with the team and make sure you're getting everyone else on board. If a critical person that you work with is not willing to go paperless at all, then it may not be the best idea to try. Obviously, we hope that you sign up for OfficeDrop because we think we're a great paperless service. But there's some other great things out there as well that you can try, like Shoeboxed for business cards or Google Docs for sharing spreadsheets. And then, of course, you have to stick with it. You can't just kind of set it up and hope that it happens. Going paperless requires a fair amount of work, and it does take a little while to get things started. And then finally, remember that there's always going to be some paper out there, unfortunately. It just will come in. You may have to store some of it physically, so you just have to be prepared for that. At this point, I would like to open up the discussion for questions. I know that we've had a few questions coming in. I think that Anand has been hopefully answering a few of these. He's been in here, but I will kind of get started here. I see a question from Glenn asking about Google Docs and Evernote. Sounds like Glenn is currently using Google Docs and Evernote, and he's wondering why he thinks it makes sense to use OfficeDrop when he's got Google Docs and Evernote. Glenn, that's actually a great question. So first of all, you have to figure out sort of what your own workflow is. So if Google Docs and Evernote are fitting with your workflow and you've succeeded in transitioning to the becoming paperless, then you are in great shape, and you should probably stick with it. I'm going to be completely honest. However, we do think that OfficeDrop is really optimized for a paperless workflow. So unlike Google Docs, we actually have our own scanner software. We have superior OCR to Google Docs, so we make it a little bit easier to text search, and it's easier to cut and paste text out of your text searchable PDFs. But Google Docs is actually excellent for things particularly like spreadsheets and working on Word documents together. So I mean that's a really good solution. Evernote is an excellent solution, and a lot of people who use us also use Evernote, and I think that's probably because people who have made the step towards using Evernote are more committed to the digital workplace. So I think that that's why people are using both of ours. The one thing that OfficeDrop really prides itself on is our scanning service. So if you're using Evernote and you want to get your paper into Evernote, we're a great fit in addition to that. Let's see. Let me look to see next question. We definitely have some other ones coming in here. On into see another one. What do you have? So Heather asked a great question, and actually it's a question that we hear quite a bit. The question is, how secure are the uploads into the OfficeDrop system? So security is a huge deal for us. We were designed from the ground up to be secure. It was the very first question that anyone ever asked when any sort of business plan proposal was floated by OfficeDrop. People wanted to make sure that this would be secure. So specifically, the uploads into OfficeDrop are done using what is called AES 256-bit encryption. That's an extremely high level of encryption. It's used by everyone from the U.S. government to hospitals to your banks. It makes it hopefully impossible for anyone to see the information that's being exchanged from your computer with our system. The other important aspects of our security are the fact that we have our employees here are background checked. Our developers don't have access to any of your accounts. They can't see into them. They all work on what are called dev sandboxes, so they don't touch any of the production stuff that we do. So no one can see into your documents. I'd also encourage you to check out a little video that we shot about a year ago or so, where we discuss a number of the different security policies that we have here, including things like we have 2 levels of alarm systems plus video monitoring of the premises. We have the data centers that we're using have physical security, which you can't get. Like, even we physically could not enter the data center where your digital documents are stored. So there's a lot of redundancies built into the system, and a lot of security is just so important for us. In particular because we're also in Massachusetts, which has one of the most strict security rules. It's called Mass CMR, and so we have to be Mass CMR compliant in order to actually operate or to be headquartered here in Massachusetts. Let's look at some of the other questions we're getting. So yeah, James, it sounds like you're having problems with a particular type of scanner. If you actually want to leave your phone number in the question, we'll have someone from our support team call you and try to see if we can help you get that working. Sorry you're having problems with scanner up there. So Kate is asking about OfficeDrop's OCR and search, and in particular is curious about how it compares to the search that's on Windows 7. So the actual search time is probably pretty close, depending on how fast your computer is and how many documents you have stored either in OfficeDrop or on your computer. But one of the huge advantages of the OfficeDrop search is that you can narrow it down pretty quickly using labels, and you can narrow it down into folders and things like that. And additionally, you can search for multiple words and phrases pretty easily. So we know that our search is faster than Google Docs' search and is more accurate. And we haven't specifically tested it against Windows 7, but I'm pretty convinced it will be faster, but I think you've just given me something to do this weekend, so I'm going to go check to make sure that I'm pretty certain we're faster than that. Another question. Kate was wondering if we're the same as Pixley, and yes, Kate, we did used to be known as Pixley. We changed our name in February of 2010 to OfficeDrop because we found that people were really having problems spelling Pixley, and actually a lot of people thought we were some kind of video sharing site, which obviously we're not. Glenn asked a question about OfficeDrop's free trial. He wants to know if we have one and also how it works. Glenn, we do have a free trial. It's a 60-day free trial. You can sign up on OfficeDrop.com. The free trial is actually, we think it's pretty neat. You can have 3 users during your free trial. We'll send you 1 mail-in scan envelope. You can upload up to 10 GB of files. You can use our Android and iPad app. You can use our desktop app. Yes, we do have a free trial, and we hope you try it. Okay. Charles is asking about wanting to send information in bulk. And so Charles, we have a couple of different ways for you to get bulk information up into OfficeDrop. OfficeDrop has if you're uploading a large number of files, like if they're already digitized, that's actually pretty easy. You can do it either from the upload button within the desktop app, or you can do it from the upload tab if you're logged into your browser. Now, if you are actually looking to get a large number of documents scanned into OfficeDrop, that's actually also something that you can do. We have a bulk scanning service. We only offer the bulk scanning service for people who are paying subscribers to OfficeDrop. It's something that we offer as a courtesy or a convenience to our existing users. It's so we charge 9.5 cents per image, which is per non-blank side for that. And it's great if you have over 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages is probably somewhere between probably 3 to 5 inches of paper, so it's not a ton. But we have done projects for customers for 10 or 20 filing cabinets worth of paper. So it's a great way to get all those files that you've got in your filing cabinets or in boxes in your storage facility or something like that, paperless. And if you want to learn more about that, actually, the easiest way would be to call us at 888-674-6493. It's 888-674-6493. We can tell you more about our bulk scanning. It's something that a number of our longtime customers really like to take advantage of. Oh, okay. So another question from Kate about OfficeDrop and Evernote, and she wants to know if she has linked her OfficeDrop account with her Evernote account, is the information stored in both? And the answer is yes. The way that the Evernote integration works is that you push either individual files or folders of files into your Evernote account, this is the way that a lot of what our customers have asked for. If you only want it in one place, after you push it, you would need to delete it from the OfficeDrop account. That's obviously pretty easy to do. You can just either click the delete button when you're looking at the file, or when you're looking at the snippet view, you can collect multiple files and push delete. The way that we created that was based off of feedback from customers, and also feedback from the way that Evernote wanted us to work within their API. Shayna asks a really great question about what we do after the documents are scanned. We either return the documents to you, or we securely shred them here. The default is always for us to return the documents. But if you want the documents to be shredded, you can check the box on the back of the scan envelope. If you look on the back of the scan envelope where the flap comes down to seal the envelope, there's a little checkbox, and it says shred my documents. And unless you check that, we're going to send the documents back to you. For bulk scanning projects as well, we will shred the documents, but again, that's completely at your discretion, and our default is to return the documents to you. And then finally, before we do the shredding, we wait at least was it 3 weeks? Wait, at least 3 weeks, so that you have a chance to look at the documents, because we want to make sure that we've met your quality expectations for the digital documents. We don't want to destroy anything that you don't want destroyed. So Rosie has a question, actually. Rosie's asking about the advantages of OfficeDrop over Dropbox. Dropbox is a great service that is used, I think, now by something like a couple million people. It's really neat sync technology. So with Dropbox, you place a folder on your desktop, and any file you put into it can show up on any other computer where you place that folder. What Dropbox is really optimized for is for digital files. I would recommend Dropbox if if you're already paperless and you don't really ever get any paper. It's a pretty cool service. Now, OfficeDrop's advantages are that we have scanner software. so we make it very easy for you to digitize. B, we have our mail and scanning service, so again, we make the digitization process easy. But then C, we have the search and labels and tags. So we do full text search. We make everything text searchable using the optical character recognition. We've got a really great search engine that we've built, and that search engine has all the meta tagging like labels and folders. So Dropbox doesn't have those, but if you're already completely digital, Dropbox is just a great service. So Elena is asking a question about our Mac clients. She's wanting to know if we have the digital filing software yet for the Mac, and we have that on our roadmap for development, but we haven't yet launched the Mac app. We only have the Windows digital filing system app. So that is the app that allows you to look within your OfficeDrop account and search and share and upload right from your desktop. But that's something we want to create. Now, the scanner software, we have both. We have the ScanDrop scanner software on both Windows and Mac, and so we are very cognizant that a lot of people are using Macs, and we're developing software around it. And our sort of the thing that's slowing us down a little bit on the Mac front is that we're adding development staff to be able to do that right now. So we're fully conscious of Mac users, and we've got a lot of Macs here in house, so we definitely want to support people who are using Mac. So now Charles is asking a question. It sounds like he's been using a proprietary document storage system, some sort of a software to store his digital documents. And we now, assuming that these documents are stored in a standard document format, such as a PDF or as a Word document or as a text file, we make it very easy for those documents to get moved into our system. Now, what we probably don't have, if you're trying to port in from an existing system, is if you've already done a lot of organizational work, as such, you already have them in folders. You may have to transfer up one folder at a time. Charles, we can, if you want to call customer service, we can learn a little bit more about what you're doing and hopefully help you get the documents in. I actually want to bring up one other thing though here. We want to make it easy for people to get their documents out of our system. So we're not trying to lock anyone in. At any time when you're using our system and you want to get out, say you're closing your business or you've decided that it's just not the perfect solution for you, you can download your documents. You can download them right now from the web app by clicking on the ones that you want to download, or you could push them into Evernote or Google Docs. You can also call us and request a zip file, and we'll give you a compressed file that you can download very quickly and easily. And then finally, for a fee, we will burn documents onto DVDs and mail them to you, so that you can have a physical copy within your office if needed. Any other questions? Okay. Kate is asking a question about SugarSync and how that compares to OfficeDrop. I haven't actually used SugarSync, unfortunately, so I'm not entirely certain what it is. But again, I would emphasize the fact that we're doing optical character recognition, making everything fully text searchable, and we have all the share, these great share features that a lot of other services don't have. And then finally, actually, another question from Kate about we don't have an iPhone app yet. We're working on that. We have an Android app that will enable you to snap pictures of your receipts and make it really easy to manage. Is that it? Oh, okay. James is asking, yes, ScanDrop is made by OfficeDrop. So if you saw ScanDrop in the Mac App Store, that's us. Elias asks about what document format we're using, and in particular is asking when we scan documents, are they saved as PDFs? Yes, we save everything as text-rich PDFs. We chose PDFs because that is the most common document file type on the internet. It's any computer you have, you can view PDFs on. If you email them to someone or you share them with someone or they download those files, they will have a PDF viewer. It's an extremely common, basically the most common document file type. So that we decided to go with the thing that was easiest and that everyone would have access to. James is asking about the difference between ScanDrop and OfficeDrop. And actually, as the marketing person here at OfficeDrop, this is something that I probably need to work on, explaining a little bit better to people who are first visiting either our website or looking for us in the Mac App Store or something like that. So ScanDrop is our scanner software. It connects many different types of scanners, probably about 70 or 80% of the scanners on the marketplace, to cloud storage, including OfficeDrop's online filing system. So it's a scanner software. It's designed to work with your existing hardware and get digitization, get your files digitized and quickly online. OfficeDrop is our digital filing system. This is our flagship brand. This is an online optimized place to store paper and digital files. So OfficeDrop is sold on a subscription basis. You pay every month, and there's no contract. So when you're done using OfficeDrop, or you can leave at any time. But OfficeDrop is the system where you have the search engine and the sharing and the organizational tools for storing those documents that you're digitizing or the digital files that you're uploading. I think that we have answered all the questions, and we have actually it's been about an hour, which is perfect timing. I wanted to thank everyone for participating in this. And if you have other questions, you can always email us. You can email support@officedrop.com. You can email Healy@officedrop.com. You can email Anand@officedrop.com. And then additionally, we pride ourselves on our customer service, and you can reach us at 888-674-6493. It's 888-674-6493. Everyone, thank you so much for attending. We hope that you hope that you've learned a lot, and just want to once again encourage you to try to take your first steps towards going paperless. It's amazing how much more productive you'll be when you've reduced the amount of paper that you have, and when you can access your documents from anywhere at any time. Thank you very much.